Good morning, class. As we know, today is a culture day, and we are presenting as a Tanzania country. Welcome to Tanzania today. Welcome to Tanzania, which is a land of peace and harmony. Tanzania is among the African countries, specifically is located on East Africa. On north, Tanzania is bordered by Uganda and Kenya. In west, is bordered by Democratic Republic of Congo, Rwanda, and Burundi. South, Tanzania is bordered by Zambia, Malawi, and Mozambique. And on east, is bordered by Indian Ocean. Country profile of Tanzania. The population of Tanzania is about 60.1 million. And the major religion of Tanzania are Christian and Muslims. Almost Christian is about 60%, and Muslim is about 30-something%. And the area of Tanzania is about 945,087 square kilometers. About the currency, $1 is equal to 2,300. And our currency is like, as you can see from the picture there. About our life expectancy, about men is about 63 years. About women is about 67 years. It doesn't mean they end here. There are other men who they end up even 100 years. They are there. About in our country, before the name of Tanzania, Tanzania mainland was called Tanganyika, where we gained our independence in 1961. And the island was Zanzibar, which got independence in 1963. After united, then it was called Tanzania, which united in 1964. Okay. Our national symbol. In order to identify Tanzania, we have different national symbols. We have our national flag, as you can see from there. And our national flag has 4 colors. Each color is having its own presentation. About green, it shows the richness of our agricultural resources and vegetation. As we know, most of the African countries they depend on agriculture, which almost employ about 80% in our country. And the contribution of GDP is about 29.1 to that is the contribution of the GDP. The black color indicates the color of African countries. As Tanzania, we are African countries. The blue color indicates the richness of water bodies in Tanzania. As you can see from the borders, in the east we have been bordered by Indian Ocean. Also we have great lakes. We have Tanganyika, we have Lake Victoria, we have Lake Nyasa, we have other small lakes and rivers. So we are so richness in water bodies where fishing activities are being conducted as an economic activities. Also, we have the yellow color representing minerals. As in Tanzania, we are so rich in minerals like gold, diamond, nickel, and other minerals. And we have other minerals called Tanzanite, which is only available in Tanzania all over the world. Another symbol is about giraffe, as you can see from there. When you can see our plane is indicated by giraffe, it shows the national symbol of Tanzania, where it means it shows how the country is so visionary by still viewing the past and the present situation of the country. Also, in order to increase the understanding by viewing life from all angles. Also, other national symbol is about Uhuru touch. That symbol also represents our national. Uhuru touch is being raised or is being passed each year all over the country. And the purpose of passing this Uhuru touch all over the country is to encourage, to promote the socio-economic prosperity of the country, where is used to inaugurate different projects which have been established by the government. Also is used to fight against the evils like corruption, theft, embezzlement. So it's being laced all over the country. Wherever it is, we find the evils, the punishment will be given to those who have been concerned with that one. Also, we have national anthem, which we sing, God Bless Africa, God Bless Tanzania, and that version is also used by other countries. Other national symbol is about a coat of arms. Is another national symbol for our country. As I have already explained about the representation of the national flag. Also, as you can see, and the color, the yellow color I've already presented. As you can see, the women and men, it represents the theme of cooperation of Tanzania. As you can see here is Mount Kilimanjaro, the highest mountain in Africa and the second highest mountain in the world. This one. The uhuru and umoja, it means freedom and unity. And the red color, it means richness in the fertile soil of Tanzania. Okay, good. Okay. About the weather and the climatic condition of Tanzania. The weather is variable depending on the elevation and the geographical location. As in Tanzania, we have 28 regions. The weather is different from one region to another. Along the coast, most of the areas along the coast, it is very hot. And the areas in the highland areas, it is not very hot like along the coast. As you can see, the coast is a pure tropical climate. And in the highland is cool. And in the middle, where we came from, Dodoma, is dry and arid in the central. And most of the Tanzanians experience 2 rain seasons and 2 dry seasons. As you can see from here, the long rain or heavy rain we experience from early March to late May. And the short rain we experience from November to December. Long dry season we experience from June to mid-October. And the short dry season we experience from January to February. Thank you. Okay. Our current leaders, as you can see from the picture, we have First Lady in Tanzania, called Samia Suluhu Hassan, the President of the United Republic of Tanzania. We have Honorable Dr. Philip Isdori Mpango, is the Vice President of the United Republic of Tanzania. And our Prime Minister, called Honorable Kassim Majaliwa. Also, since we started the governance, we have J.K. Nyerere. In our national language, we call Baba wa Taifa the father of the nation, which started in 1961 up to 1984. The second one was Ali Hassan Mwinyi. Third one, Benjamin William Mkapa. The fourth one was Jakaya Mrisho Kikwete. And the fifth one was John Pombe Magufuli. And the current, we have Samia Suluhu Hassan. The Tanzania history, as I have already said, Tanzania is a result of unification of Tanganyika, mainland, and Zanzibar island. So it's a unification of 2 countries.
Morning, colleague. My name is Alois. I will take you on Tanzania variety of food from here up the end. So Tanzania is, we have diverse, as my colleague said, more than 120 tribes. So we have variety of foods, but this we mentioned here is common food which among all tribes they can use, but each tribe they have their own traditional food. The first one, this is common for breakfast, as you see, soup of fish, chicken, normal meat, milk. It was because we are glazing a lot of cattle, so we have a lot of number of liter of milk. So each family, they are able to access that. The first one was the breakfast, but for full meal, we have this, as you see, the first one is meat, vegetable, and this is stiff porridge. In Swahili, we call it ugali. This we can make by using a maize powder. And Why this to us in Tanzania, as even in Africa, we are among the biggest country producing a lot of corn. So to us, maize or corn is among of our staple food. And the second one is rice. Also, we are producing rice a lot. Even all countries around Tanzania, like when you say Rwanda, Burundi, Congo, those a lot of food is moving from Tanzania to those countries because, as you saw, we have a huge arable land which is fertile for agriculture. That's why we are producing a lot even to feed our neighborhood country. Also, this down also is a kind of food which is made by rice, but this we call it pilau. Then the second one, another one is we made it by banana, which is common in the northern part of Tanzania, in Bukoba and the other region. Then another one, I have some colleagues, they tested that one is chips with meat, but we have variety of chips which you can make by potato, chips mayai and other food that is local Tanzanian food. I'll move you on Tanzania economy and the wealth. As I mentioned, Tanzania economy depends mainly on agriculture, mining sector, tourism and construction and service industry. Why this sector? This is a major sector. Other sectors also contribute to our GDP, but this is a major one. First one is take about 80% of the population. That's why you see here, the first picture you see is a farm of maize. And when we harvested the maize like that, that's a corn. Second one is, as I said, is mining. That is gold mining. And down here is Tanzanite, as my colleague mentioned. The Tanzanite looks like a very, very expensive mineral and is available only in Tanzania. As people who are not yet married, like David, I will support you for during engagement and wedding. This is very precious. So if you engage your wife, he will be very, very thankful to you. As I said, also, as you see, tourism industry. Tanzania is a home of all wild animals. As you see there, we have wildebeest and other big 5 animals in Tanzania. That's why we say Tanzania is a home of wild animals. That is the Serengeti, and that is normal. To us, we have this very popular in the world, we call it safari tourism. Once you want to enjoy by having safari, it's only in Tanzania we can enjoy that. As construction industry, as you see, is contributing high. Now there's a huge project. Even the first one, as you see, this is the fast moving train. We are cooperating with Korea to build that to connect 5 countries along East Africa. Rwanda, Uganda, Burundi, Congo, and southern country like Zambia, so that we have easier transaction of trade. The last one also is a construction of dam, which is the second biggest dam in Africa, which will producing about 2011 megawatt. I'll take you a little on agriculture. As I said, it take like a big portion of contribution to GDP, as you see there. The major about crop, livestock, and forest and hunting, and their contribution to GDP. I will not talk much about here. I want to move first to another slide. The major crop for cash crop, we have the first one is coffee, and this is available in northern part of Tanzania. The second one here down is this we call it cashew nut, which is available in southern part of Tanzania. We are producing a lot, and the best cashew nut. Another picture there in the middle, as you see the first and the top, that is we call it Lupembe. This is a tea farm. Also, we are producing much. The down one in between is about tobacco production. Then this is for cash crop. This is a major big cash crop we are producing in Tanzania. Then the second picture is about cereal crops. The first one is you see maize. That's how we are producing in Tanzania. Then the end product, we are going to get this maize powder like dona and sembe, which we used as I showed you on picture, stiff porridge, how as a food we consume. The last one picture is about rice production, which we are producing a lot As I said, we are feeding more than 7 countries along East Africa. This about livestock. The first picture is this is a Maasai. We have this community which are typical. They are just not engaging only on livestock production. Second picture is about this cattle for milking. Then the last one I took this when I was an undergraduate. This is among the farm we used to study by practical in Sokoine University of Agriculture. That's pig production. So we used to eat a lot of pork. Also, we have sheep. We are producing much sheep for goat. A lot chicken. This is Tanzania. As I said, mining industry, we are producing a lot also in mining sector among the major big companies in the world which are dealing, I saw, which is in West Africa also, dealing with gold we have in our country also. Extracting gold. Also the second picture, as you see this gold, the down one is Tanzanite. We have coal. We have enough reserve, not yet started extracted, but this year we started at a minimum, but we have a huge reserve for coal, and we expect by 2030 we'll be among the top 3 producers of coal, though now the world is changing to other technology. And also we are producing gas, and even we are initial stage of producing, but also we have enough reserve for future electricity production. I will take you a little on tourism industry in Tanzania. As I mentioned, among the big sector which contributing our economy. The first picture, as you see, is the number of frequency of tourists. In before COVID, was receiving about 1.5 million of tourists, but now, after COVID, we recovered. We expect per year now start receiving tourists about 30 million each year. So, and the economy, as you see, after this recovery, we expect that the sector will contribute about 19.5 in our GDP by 2025. So Tanzania, as I said, is a home of wild animals. Including, we have these big national parks like National Serengeti, where I said the populated wild animal, and we have those big 5. When I say big 5, I mean elephant, lion, leopard, buffalo, rhino, and this is this all big 5 animals is available in almost all national parks in Tanzania. Also, as I said, as my colleague mentioned, in Tanzania we have Mount Kilimanjaro, which is the second biggest mountain in the world, but the first one in Africa. So each year we are receiving a lot of, and no one is hiking the mountain maybe by using cable wire. It's a natural mountain, so everyone, they want to walk until they reach to the top. So we are receiving a lot of tourists who are visiting Mount Kilimanjaro. Also, as the eastern side, as you see, we have Indian Ocean. So we have beach tourism as Mauritius and other maybe Latin America country. A lot of tourists are coming to visit and enjoy those beaches in Zanzibar Island. In tourist sector, as I said, this is the Serengeti, where as you see, this is during a peak of tourism. So many millions of this wild animal are gathered. If you visit, you can be easy looking. The second picture, all this is the Serengeti National Park. We have this balloon, so if you don't want to use car, you can use that balloon and enjoy the view of Serengeti National Park. I'll take you a little on Dar es Salaam. And why Dar es Salaam? This is a hub of business, I said, Tanzania, because we are surrounded by more than 7 countries, which is landlocked. So Dar es Salaam is saving those countries, because if they want fuel, normal goods from overseas, they need to use our port so that they can access all material. So this is how Dar es Salaam is. That's why I put here Dar es Salaam, so that to see this is a business city which is serving more than 7 countries. I mentioned the big 5. The big 5 is there, as you see: elephant, rhino, leopard, lion. This is Mount Kilimanjaro, as I mentioned. This tourist trying to hike the Mount Kilimanjaro. And in the foot of Mount Kilimanjaro, we have the difference with the other mountain, because this is a volcanic mountain. So in the foot, we have a national park. So not only moving, hiking the mountain, but when you are in the foot of mountain, you will enjoy also viewing all these animals, because in the foot of the mountain, there is a national park. We call it Kilimanjaro National Park, Kinapa. When you come in Tanzania, we have our own culture. So there are some ethics or some things which you are not supposed to do without... once you visit Tanzania, you are supposed to do as you in Tanzania. First of all, we are not allowed to take picture of someone without permission. Once you do that, to us, is not a normal thing. So otherwise, people, they feel like, hey, what is that you are taking, like you stole his soul. And another thing is, whatever, you meet someone, to us, greeting is very, you cannot pass someone without greeting him. So we consider that greeting among things about respect, and greeting we used to shake hand. And sometimes shaking hand take too long, so don't worry, that is normal. If you miss someone during shaking hand, it can take a long time. Also, avoid this public affection. I think this is the same like here in Korea. So in our countries, this private issue is not allowed. And we have this Muslim community. When you visit in Zanzibar and you do like that, they are going to send you home immediately, 24 hours. So it's not allowed in Tanzania. Also, respect elders. This is common worldwide. About clothing and style. As I said, Tanzania, we have more than 120 tribes. So each tribe, they have their own dressing style. But the common one, which all people, they like this, the first one you see, this is a cotton material, which we have our local industry who are producing that, and people are enjoying. But the second one down, that we have Muslim community. So Muslim community, they used to wear like that. As you see, another one there. We have the last one, as you see, is the Maasai community. As I said, the pastoralists, they used to wear like that. I try to mention a few influential people in our community, but most of them also mentioned by Forbes. So the first one, this is called Diamond Platinum, is among the musicians. In Africa, he was the first leading in a number of views on YouTube, until when Burna Boy reached him the last month. So he's very popular. The second one is Al Kiba. We have Mbwana Ali Samata, a good player, playing for Aston Villa. Hashim Thabit playing NBA, America. He has influence in the community. Why we mention them? They changed the industry from entertaining to business. So most of the young generation now, they invested in music, and they are becoming billionaires over a short time of period. But before, people, they used to entertain people without money. The second one is another picture about the Mbwana Samata and Hashim Thabit also. Now, before, as I said, we have a Muslim community, even some that part like Zanzibar. This like sport and game was banned. But because of now people, they see that is paying a lot and all that, most of the young generation now, even the government invested a lot so that the young generation can get employment for their talent. Political and influential leader. As you see, the first one, to us, after Mwalimu Nyerere, another very influential president was John Pombe Magufuli. Why John Pombe Magufuli? He did this policy change in our generation, because during Mwalimu Nyerere, as now current generation, was not there, but we saw him step by step, how the man tried to move our country from a low-level country to become a developed country. And because he lived just for 6 years, within 60 years, everything was changed abruptly. That's why even our generation, we believe everything is possible. One thing, we have commitment, but every coin and resource will use purposeful. So for our generation, to us, is our father of nation. We have also now Mama Samia Suluhu Hassan, who is current president. Also, she's doing good. We have Asha Rose Migiro. Why she's there? She has been there in UN as a deputy secretary from 2007, 2012. Also, we have this Mohamed Dewji. She's the youngest billionaire in Africa. So also influence a lot of young generation now. Instead of looking jobs, they are trying to invest. He started at 21, but now he's with below 40. He's the youngest billionaire in Africa. The last picture also is a young boy, which now is below 35. He called Benjamin Fernandez, graduate from MIT and Harvard University. He did a lot of investment in Africa in technology, and now also we expect. They mentioned that he mentioned also in Forbes Africa mentioned him like in 10 years he's going to be among of the billionaires, among of the youngest billionaire also in the Africa. That's why. So he influenced a lot of young generation. This is my Kilimanjaro. Once you visit Tanzania, as I said, everywhere you see, this is our symbol of the nation. So when you see our plane or whatever, you will see this mountain, this indicating that we welcome you in Tanzania to enjoy our Tanzania. So before ending, I will show you a little clip once you visit Tanzania, where to visit and to enjoy. Welcome. This is Dar es Salaam. Oh, sorry. When you visit Tanzania, as I said, this is a home of the Big Five. So you will enjoy for sure. This is Zanzibar. This is Lake Natron, the first picture we saw. There's beautiful birds which are moving from Atlantic to Tanzania. Let's listen.
Lifetime trip to Tanzania, which is a truly amazing country. Welcome back to On Travel X. Today, we want to share with you our top 10 favorite places and things to do in Tanzania. But before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on
This is Dar es
to
Salaam.
keep up to date with all our latest destinations. Tanzania is one of the best countries to visit in Africa. It's located in East Africa, not too far from the equator. Tanzania has a lot of awesome things to offer, like the best safaris in the world and the tallest freestanding mountain. We spent 2 weeks exploring Tanzania, and we can't wait to show you all the awesome things we discovered. To get to Tanzania, we flew into Kilimanjaro's airport. Our guides were there to pick us up, and that's when our adventure in Tanzania began. Our first stop was Lake Natron and Flamingos. To get there, we had to drive for 5 hours on bumpy dirt roads, but the scenery was absolutely beautiful. On the way, we saw giraffes, zebras. When we finally arrived at Lake Natron, we had to pay a fee to the local tribe to get in. And then we went to our lodge, where we stayed in tents in the bush. After settling in, we went down to the lake and were amazed at its beauty. Lake Natron is famous for having one of the largest groups of flamingos in the world. It's a salty lake that has been called the deadliest lake on Earth because not many animals can live in its salty waters. But the flamingos thrive there because most predators stay away from them, and they eat the algae in the water. Seeing the flamingos flying around and the stunning scenery made it the coolest place ever. At the end of the day, we witnessed one of the most beautiful sunsets we've ever seen. The clouds changed colors to look like cotton candy. After Lake Natron, we set our sights on climbing a nearby volcano called Oldoyo Lengai, also known as the Mountain of God. And at
This is the active volcanic mountain. It has been erupting after 5 to 10 years.
we stood right at the edge of
So
the
most of the tourists, once they visit Tanzania, they used to go there to see how the active, sometime as you see, is erupting.
When the sun's golden light shone on the land, we could see that it stretched out for miles and miles. We'll never forget that sight. Next, when we arrived in Arusha, we were amazed. It's a pretty big city with lots of green plants and nice weather. There are many things to do in the city and surrounding areas. The Naputo waterfall is a really cool place near Arusha.
This is Arusha,
The Maru Forest, which is about a 30-minute drive from the
the
center.
region where more than
This is beautiful.
most of the national parks are available there, like 5 national parks available in Arusha.
If you're in Arusha, this is a great place to visit for a day trip. Next on our list is Mount Kilimanjaro, which is the tallest mountain in Africa. It's probably the most well-known place in Tanzania and the whole of Africa. Mount Kilimanjaro is located in the northern part of Tanzania, right near the border with Kenya. Climbing Kilimanjaro is a great adventure because you don't need special climbing equipment to reach the top. You simply hike. The journey can take anywhere from 5 to 10 days. As you ascend the mountain, the weather changes dramatically. You go from a vibrant rainforest to an area with heather and moorlands, then to an alpine desert, and finally to an Arctic zone when you reach the top. We were able to climb.
That is Uhuru Peak.
It was one of the most thrilling experiences we've ever had. Another fantastic mountain to climb in Tanzania is Mount Meru. It's the country's second tallest mountain, standing at 4,562 meters. Mount Meru is a dormant volcano. And it usually
But
takes
near
about
to Mount Kilimanjaro, there's Mount Meru also, the second longest mountain in our country.
and less crowded.
But this mountain, it don't have ice like Mount Kilimanjaro, so most of the tourists, once they visit Kilimanjaro, they used to visit also Mount Meru.
6-hour drive to the Usambara Mountains, not far from Arusha. The Usambara Mountains are a hidden gem in Tanzania, with stunning scenery waiting to be explored. We hiked more than 80 kilometers through these mountains, from Lushoto to Matei. If you plan to venture into the Usambara Mountains, you'll likely start in Lushoto. When hiking, you can choose to have a local guide accompany you or explore on your own. Keep an eye out for monkeys and the fascinating chameleon during your trek. One place worth mentioning is the Erected Viewpoint near Lushoto, which offers a magnificent view of the lush Usambara Mountains in all their glory. Now let's talk about the incredible island of Zanzibar, which is located...
This is Zanzibar, is among the mentioned UNESCO World Heritage.
...around the world for its breathtaking natural beauty. It has gorgeous bright sandy beaches, turquoise waters, and...
So for the people who like beach tourism, Zanzibar is the perfect one.
After all the
You can swim there with dolphin and
Zanzibar is a
enjoy
great place to
the
relax.
beach.
You can enjoy water sports like snorkeling and scuba diving, or simply unwind under the warm sun while sipping refreshing coconut water. Don't forget to explore Snowtown, a UNESCO World Heritage Site known for its fantastic blend of Arabic, African, and European cultures. Wander through the narrow streets. Visit bustling markets.
As you see, this is old building. Why is old? Because, as I said, it's mentioned by UNESCO. So we are not supposed to reconstruct in anyhow. We are supposed to maintain it as it is. And the city was developed by Arabs the past 1,000 years. But that building till today are strong as built maybe the past 10 years. So how the cities look like.
The Ngorongoro crater is remarkable because it offers both abundant wildlife and stunning scenery. It's more than 16 kilometers wide and holds the title of the world's largest unbroken caldera. Almost every type of animal you can see on a safari can be found in this crater. It takes about 3 hours to drive from Arusha to the gates of Ngorongoro. When we arrived, we immediately entered the park's conservation area. Beyond the gate, there are no paved roads to preserve the animal's habitat. We were even lucky enough to spot an elephant casually hanging out by the road. Just 10 minutes from the entrance, there's a viewpoint where you can see an incredible panoramic view of the entire Ngorongoro crater. It's hard to believe that this huge area was once an active volcano. You can drive to the edge of the crater and then descend 600 meters to the floor, where you'll encounter a wide variety of animals. It truly is a remarkable sight. Our final destination is the Serengeti National Park, which is considered one of the most beautiful places in the world for African safaris, when millions of wildebeest run and lions rest on rock islands. It's where you can witness the stunning wildlife of Africa, especially during the Great Migration, and witnessing it.
The process you see here is called wild-based migration. In some season, it tends to move from Tanzania to Kenya. This is only naturally happen in Africa, I think in the world, where this more than 5 million wild animals are moving from Tanzania to Kenya, and some season it's coming from Kenya to Tanzania.
During our stay, we had the opportunity to visit one of these luxurious hotels, and it was truly unforgettable. The hotel was located in a beautiful area surrounded by trees and wildlife. From our room's deck, we could see zebras, Cape buffaloes, and impalas, a breathtaking scene. Another exciting activity to consider in the Serengeti is a hot air balloon tour. We went to a Serengeti balloon safari, and it was an early start, waking up at 4 a.m. to drive to the launch site. The size of the balloon when it was filled with hot air was mind-blowing. One of the strangest things about being up in the air was the silence, except for the sound of the fire crackling. It was an incredible experience to float above the vast Serengeti and spot animals below. We saw hippos and many other animals. Towards the end of our trip, we gained altitude and enjoyed a breathtaking view of the Serengeti in all directions. One of the things that fascinated us about the Serengeti was how it offered different landscapes and habitats for various animals. We saw cheetahs mostly in areas with short green grass and termite meadows. There are also vast plains.
As I mentioned before, Serengeti, as I said, is the home of all big 5 wild animals. As you see here, always available there. So once you plan to visit Tanzania, don't forget to visit the Serengeti National Park.
Our time in Tanzania has come to an end, but we will always cherish its rich culture, stunning landscapes, and warm-hearted people. From the magnificent Serengeti National Park to the majestic Mount Kilimanjaro, Tanzania is a country that leaves a lasting impression on every traveler's heart.
The animal now is moving from
Share
Kenya
those
to Tanzania.
experiences And stay tuned for more inspiring adventures. Sending best wishes for an exciting adventure.
That is Dar es Salaam, that is Arusha. So this is among the few tourist attraction or places once you're in Tanzania you may visit. So we welcome you much in Tanzania. It's a center for tourists. So once you plan to visit Tanzania, never hesitate to visit Zanzibar, Serengeti, Ngorongoro, and enjoy all as you've seen there. Thank you very much for your attention. Kamsahamnida. In Tanzania we say asante sana.